Hello, ladies and gentlemen. On a Friday, it is the Punisher, and this little point I'll make right away. Did you know that if you don't put your SD card in your camera, you're not going to be able to record? So I literally just spoke to myself for almost 10 minutes while not even having a card in the camera, and record was not on. There you go, a little behind the scenes. But I did want to ask, I hope folks are enjoying this new studio here that I've been going with. It's nice and wholesome and warm. I was curious though, would people be okay with me referring to this new studio as the new war room? Or do you miss the old war room? I don't know, let me know in the comments. Anyway, Wednesday Hump Day drop was fantastic. There was a drop from the Eye yesterday, episode 4 of the UFO Files. I'll come back to that in a minute. But we have some interesting stories for this week. So, the war in Iran. We keep talking about a deal. I know President Trump, he is trying his darndest to extend an offer for a deal. Look, Iran's just not, they're probably never going to hold up their end. But we keep giving them the opportunity. And yesterday, of course, in the last couple of days, President Trump threatened that we would take Karg Island and that we would begin bombing specific targets, probably take out all the electrical stuff. They finally came back to the table, and as of this morning, there is a deal on the table. Okay. Now, do I believe that Iran will ever say they're going to give up their aspirations for nuclear weaponry? No, I don't believe that. I believe that even if they agree to something, they will secretly be working this stuff behind the scenes. So, take it with a grain of salt, but we're trying our best. So that's that. This is crazy. This thing with the Austin Metcalf. I rambled on for a good while in the unrecorded episode, and so I'm almost glad that I got a chance to say it again because I don't need to talk that much. Austin Metcalf stabbed to death by Carmelo Anthony. Everything points to Anthony Carmelo coming up there and sort of instigating this fight. It was nothing more. It should have been nothing more than a shoving match, and he reaches in his bag and he pulls out a knife and stabs him in the heart and kills him. They say that you should respond based on your perceived threat, and this was nothing more than two kids shoving each other is what it sounds like. And then protesters going absolutely wild, blaming the victim, saying he should die. They even said his twin should die. These are crazy protesters. And threatening the parents of Mr. Metcalf, who died in his twin brother's arms. This is absolutely ludicrous. Meanwhile, Jasmine Crockett, why we keep electing people who are unprofessional and have no business in politics. She's immature as can be, and instead she turns everything to race. Everything to race. In fact, she starts talking about the plight of black women while talking about this murder. Has nothing to do with it. Nothing whatsoever to do with it. And then they began to dissect the weapon that the kid had, which was a knife. They're like, I think it was just a multi-tool or something like that. Who cares what it was? It was enough to kill the kid. And by the way, it was a knife with 3 or 4 inch blade. They got the knife. This isn't like they think it was a knife. They have the knife. And I'll bet you, Mr. Crump, you're not going to see Mr. Crump come out and try to defend it. You know why? Because there's no money in it. There's no money in it. Anyway, this is interesting. A year ago in Portland, Oregon, a kid threw a rock at an ICE agent, and he met his fate now, and he is getting 30 months in prison for assaulting an ICE officer. 30 months I find acceptable. It's good to see that somebody's finally being held accountable. He did at least admit it. But you can't just go assaulting police officers or anybody upholding the law, including ICE. You just can't do it as a civilized society. Marco Rubio and Dana White, the UFC CEO, signed a memorandum of understanding. Okay, because the UFC, the big fighting thing, they have an audience that spans the globe. Okay, so the department. So in signing this memorandum of understanding, they basically want to engage with current and former athletes and coaches and executives and mentors, and deliver clinics and workshops and that kind of thing, and just kind of use that as a way to help promote teamwork and leadership. That's a great thing. That's a great thing. Help the youth of our world. Maybe they won't go stabbing people. So anyway, back to the Eye. The Eye made a drop yesterday. UFO episode, the UFO series, episode 4. Some amazing commentary, I have to say. I think the Eye, he must have been tied up or something like that, because he didn't deliver on his normal schedule. I mean, yesterday was normal, but I think he missed on a Saturday drop. But that's okay, as long as he continues to deliver outstanding content. So I would say, while you're subscribing here, make sure that you subscribe to the Eye. I would also say that I keep seeing comments. I still see comments, and I hope the folks understand that the information, when you look at the information beneath the video, there is a little more thing, a little word that says more. If you click that, you find additional information about the channel, but you also find the link to the Eye. I don't think people look beyond just the first line or two that they see. Click the little more. And I would also just remind you that all you have to do is type in 2 words in your YouTube search bar, incognito, Eye, E-Y-E. And you will find it. It pops right up, and then you can go in there and you can watch the last series on the secret societies. You can watch the first couple of series on the series on JFK assassination, or the current one on the UFO files. This is some interesting stuff, ladies and gentlemen. So you know what I know what the American people do. Know it. Operation Q-Tip is still moving along as planned, and today, effective immediately, Operation Q-Tip moves to 10.0. You know it. I know what the American people do. Know it. Screw James Whitey Bulger. We'll talk to you later. Goodbye.